Hey everyone, Lance here. Now it's time for me to make a new desk, not necessarily by choice but more out of necessity, as this IKEA desktop, under the weight of my monitors and monitor mounts, is actually sort of collapsing in on itself around the bases to the point where I can't actually have my second monitor on the desk without it sort of caving in. So this desktop is an IKEA Linman, which is 1500 wide by 750 deep. That's millimeters for anyone that doesn't use metric. And I've got the IKEA Olov adjustable legs, or height adjustable legs. So my plan is to go down to the local hardware store, Bunnings Warehouse, and I've had my eye on this for a little while, but they have solid acacia kitchen countertops for about 100 New Zealand dollars. So my plan is to reuse my existing legs and swap them over to the acacia top, which will then give me a really nice beautiful wood grain desk. The other thing is my cable management. I'm currently using an IKEA Signum, which is screwed to the bottom of this desk. I will keep using that, and I'm hoping to get an ever so slightly wider desk also. So I'll get in and I'll get to the hardware store and let's take a look what our options are.
So we got stuff like this, which is 2.2 meters, which is a bit wide, but then this is 1800, but that's going to be too shallow for a desk. We got bamboo in here, which is a nice colour. We've got brown acacia, which is this much, or you know, the classic door frame, but I'm liking the look of this shade of acacia. So here's some without the plastic on, golden. That's quite nice, and the price on that one is $112. So I think I'll get the truck and grab that.
So I'm home. I've got my new desktop home. It's 600 millimeters wide, so I'll have a slightly shallower desk, which I'm not upset about. I probably would actually prefer that. So this is a solid piece of acacia. The measurements are printed at the top on a piece of paper. It's 2200 mils by 600 and 26 millimeters thick. So it is thinner than my existing desk, but it's solid wood rather than being effectively this IKEA desk where it's split open at the back. Just looks like it's cardboard with a thin bit of solid wood on the top and bottom. So this being pure solid wood will be a lot stronger and sturdier. It is a wider desk than I need it to be, or a wider piece of wood than I need it to be, so I will need to cut it down. So anyone that's wanting to copy this, you will need a couple of tools. You'll need something like this, so once you've measured your length, you can draw a straight line all the way across, and something to cut it with. So if this is all you have, then be patient, take your time, or if you've got power tools, even better. So I will probably be using some power tools to do this, and once it's cut to length, I'll need to drill some holes where the legs screw into. But first, I do need to clear off my existing desk. By the way, this piece of wood was 112 New Zealand dollars, and it is oiled and finished. So it's going to be ready to go, other than the area where I cut across, which maybe I will just hide up against the side of the room so it's not seen and finish it at a later time. But this, I think, is a beautiful wood grain. I really do like the look of wood grain desks, so I'm happy to go from white to this. The white did not stay clean very long. But before I pull my desk apart, I'll get in close and I'll show you the sagging in the desk where that monitor mount is. I sit the camera along the desk, you can see that that has curved down where that mount is. And if we actually look back here, we can see it's actually split off the back, that back piece, and you can see there's nothing necessarily strong behind there. So I've cut the wood to length, and you can see this is the bare grain after being cut, and this is the other end of what it did look like before. So I might just be able to stain that edge a little bit, but it's going to go along the far end, which is near my bed, and you can see the total width of the board. So these legs, they actually unscrew from a mounting piece, which will make it super easy to put it on here. I thought now that everything is off the desk, I would spin it around and just show you what the inside's like. This obviously fell off from being compressed, but in here is basically just cardboard. So there's not a lot of strength to it. You can see it flexing very easily. So it stands to reason that 2 monitor mounts mounted on there has caused it to collapse in on itself very easily. And then if I stand this up, you can see these legs will simply unscrew, and then there's the mounting base plate there, which I will then put onto the new desktop. And you might be able to see here, this is the mounting piece for the IKEA Signum cable management rail, which I will be reusing on the new desk to hopefully hide and tidy all my cables. Now what I'm doing is finding where I want those legs to mount. So I decided I wanted them 20 centimeters in from each edge. So I've marked that out, and then I sit the plate in place and then mark out each of the holes to be drilled. I then drilled the holes I marked. They don't need to be very deep, mostly just enough to locate the wood screws so each leg is sitting evenly in each corner of the desk. You also want to be careful not to drill too far, as if you go all the way through you will see a hole in the top of your desk. So I now have the legs on, so I want to put on the other bits and pieces that were also on here. This will be the back edge, and it's going to flip over this way. So then the rough edge along here where I cut is going to be against the bed rather than in the walkway where it will be seen more. So this will live somewhere roughly like there, and my multi-board will live somewhere roughly along here. So let's do that. I'll flip the desk over, put it in place, put everything on the desk, and then we'll see how it all looks in its finished state. And there we have it, guys, my gorgeous new desk. I'm loving the wood grain. I'm so pleased with how this came out. And the best part about it all is it would have cost me less than 150 New Zealand dollars. This top was 112. I got the legs from a shop called Urban Sales here in New Zealand, which sells those legs for $19 each. And the IKEA Signum I've had for a long time, but I actually only paid $12 for it. So other than all the gear that I like to admire each and every day when I use this beast, everything for the desk itself was very cheap. So I'm very happy about that, obviously. And that's really about all I had to say about this, guys. I'm super pleased with how it came out. The finish is beautiful. I'm so happy. I couldn't be happier with how this all came out. My monitors aren't causing it to cave in on itself, which obviously is the main thing here. But really, other than that, guys, I do thank you all a lot for watching. I hope it's given some of you some inspiration to do something similar, or use some old bits and bobs and just refresh something you've already got. Feel free to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, whatever you like. All my socials are down below, and hey, I'll see you in the next one.